The thorns were still warm from the sun when her voice cut through the garden like a blade. What did you do to my mother's roses? I turned, pruning shears still in my hand. Mara Whitmore stood a few feet away, cream dress glowing in the morning light, anger rolling off her like heat from pavement. I fixed them, I said. They were drowning from overwatering. I trimmed the rot. She took a sharp step toward me. Her perfume mixed with the scent of cut petals. My pulse reacted before my mind did. Do not lie to me. She pointed at the wilted pile by my boots. You destroyed them. I saved them, I repeated. My voice stayed calm, which seemed to irritate her more. Her jaw tightened. You're new. So let me be clear. You do not touch anything without permission. I was hired to touch things, I said. Gardening tends to involve that. She blinked, as if surprised I dared speak to her like a human. Then she snapped her fingers at the guard by the gate. Escort him out. He is fired. The guard hesitated. Mara rarely gave instructions that harshly. That alone told me she was used to obedience, not questions. I handed the shears to him. No problem. I will go. She frowned, almost disappointed by my lack of resistance. I wiped my hands on my shirt and stepped past her. Gravel crunched under my boots. Her heels clicked. And I could feel her watching my back, like she expected me to beg. I did not beg. I needed her to underestimate me. She followed. I heard it in the rhythm of her steps. I reached the archway when her voice snapped again. Stop. I turned. She stood only a foot away. Her eyes were no longer blazing. They were searching. Confused. Curious. Who told you to prune them that way? She asked. No one. Then how did you know? Experience. Where? In places that paid a lot better than this one. Her breath caught at that. For a second the wind shifted and her hair brushed my arm. Her eyes dropped to my hands. Calloused, strong, too steady for the role I was pretending to fill. You do not look like a gardener, she muttered. I get that a lot. Her gaze lifted. Something flickered across her face. Recognition. Fear of it. Denial of it. She stepped closer. Close enough that I felt the warmth of her skin through her dress. Have we met before? She asked. You feel familiar. I held her stare. No. Look at me when you answer. I am looking. Her breath trembled. She reached out and grabbed my wrist. Her fingers were warm, almost hesitant. I know faces, she whispered. And I have seen yours. My heartbeat thudded once, hard. She should not have recognized anything. I had planned this infiltration for months. My clothes were plain. My hair was shorter. I kept my head down. I never looked at the cameras. Let go, I said quietly. She did not. Her grip tightened. Who are you really? Her voice shook. Because you are not some gardener we picked up last week. The guard called her name from behind, breaking the tension. She looked over her shoulder for half a second. And that was all I needed to pull my hand free. I told you the truth, I said. She turned back to me, breathing hard. No. You are lying. And I am going to figure out why. Her eyes scanned my face again, deeper this time. Searching memory. Searching danger. Then her lips parted in shock. I know where I saw you. My stomach tightened. Her voice dropped to a whisper, sharper than any blade. Reed, why were you in my father's office the night he died? Owen shoved the clipboard into my hands before I could protest. Good. You are rehired, he said. Mara is not thrilled, but I need workers. Her voice sliced across the courtyard the moment he walked away. You again. I faced her. The morning sun hit her hair, turning it golden sharp. Her stare was colder than yesterday. I did not ask to return, I said. You should have refused. I do not refuse honest work. She stepped closer. Close enough that her perfume mixed with the scent of soil. I know what you are doing, she said. Tell me. You are pretending to be obedient. It will not work on me. I am not pretending. She scoffed. You are too calm. People with nothing to lose are never that calm. She circled me. I felt the brush of her hair against my shoulder. My breath caught before I could stop it. See, she said quietly. You react. To your hostility, yes. No. Her voice softened, just enough to sting. To me. I did not answer. That was safer. She stepped back, arms crossed tight. I will be watching you. You already are. Her eyes narrowed, and she turned away, heels stabbing into the gravel. By noon she had spoken to me 4 times, each time trying to catch a mistake. I made none. That only frustrated her more. When I finished repairing the irrigation pipe, Owen approached. Mara is on edge, he said. Her family business is not doing well. Keep your head down. I nodded, but his words hit harder than he realized. It matched the whispers I overheard by the loading area. Financial trouble. Hidden trouble. Exactly what I came here to uncover. Night fell. I worked alone in the greenhouse, replacing a faulty light. The glass panels rattled in the wind. Humidity clung to my skin. I climbed down from the ladder and nearly collided with her. Mara stood in the shadowed corner, arms tense at her sides, breath short. I did not call you, I said. I know. Her voice was low. I needed to see something. What? Whether you act different when no one is watching. Do I? Yes. You look like someone who carries too much. She stepped closer. The dim light caught her face, revealing uncertainty hidden under her usual fire. It bothers me. Why? I do not like the way you make me feel. My chest tightened. And how is that? Unsteady. Her fingers brushed mine when she reached for the ladder. A spark shot through my arm. She froze at the contact. Sorry, she whispered. You are fine. No. I am not. Her breath hitched. You feel familiar. It scares me. I held her gaze. You said you would watch me. Then watch. You will not find what you fear. I already have. Her voice shook. When you look at me like that. Like what? Like you know me. Her hand lifted slightly, almost touching my chest, then dropped. Reed, she whispered. The way she said my name pushed heat under my skin. She inhaled sharply. Reed, you remind me of. She stopped. Of who? I asked. Her eyes widened with panic, as if she let something slip she should not have. No one, she said quickly. Mara. She backed away, breath unsteady, voice cracking. I almost called you by his name. I stepped forward. Whose? She shook her head. She turned toward the door, but her voice broke just enough for me to hear. The man my family lost everything to. Rain hammered the roof of the potting shed as I shoved the door shut behind us. Water streamed from my hair onto the dirt floor. Mara stood in the corner, soaked from head to toe, arms wrapped around herself. I told you not to walk across the lower path, I said. It floods first. Do not lecture me, she snapped, shivering hard enough that her teeth clicked. I only came to check on you. That surprised me more than the storm. You came for me, I said. Her glare faltered. You were working alone. I got worried. The cold hit her again. Without thinking, I pulled off my jacket and held it out. No, she said, jaw tight. You are freezing. I said no. Her arms trembled. I stepped closer and draped the jacket over her shoulders. She stiffened, then let out a breath that sounded like surrender. The shed lights flickered above us, buzzing against the pounding rain. Sit, I said. I am fine. You are not. She sank onto the wooden stool, water dripping from her hair. Her eyes stayed fixed on the floor. I hate storms, she whispered. Why? They remind me that everything can fall apart without warning. I crouched in front of her. You are safe. She looked up. For once, no anger. No suspicion. Just a woman who had lost too many things too fast. People do not tell me that, she said. They assume I can handle everything. Can you? Her throat moved as she swallowed. Not always. Lightning flashed. The power snapped off. The shed fell into darkness so complete I felt her breath before I saw her. Reed, she said quietly. I am here. Something brushed my hand. Then her fingers found mine, small, cold, trembling. Do not leave, she whispered. My breath caught. Her palm fit against mine like it had been waiting for a place to rest. I am not leaving, I said. Her grip tightened. I felt her pull herself closer, guided by instinct more than sight. My heart beat so hard she could probably feel it through the darkness. The rain softened for a moment, then crashed harder, rattling the windows. She leaned toward my chest as if the sound pushed her forward. Why do I feel calmer with you? She said. I barely know you. You know more than you think. She hesitated. I could hear her breath, warm near my neck. Reed, she murmured, what are you hiding? Before I could answer, the emergency light flicked on. A dim glow washed through the shed. She blinked up at me, still holding my hand. I stood slowly, needing space to think. That was when I noticed it. A metal box half buried behind the fertilizer bags. Black. Heavy. Marked with the Whitmore insignia. Important. Hidden. Forgotten by everyone except the person who put it here. I stepped toward it. "Read," she called, confusion creeping into her voice. I ignored her for 1 second too long. My eyes scanned the edges of the box, the lock, the scratches. This was a clue. A piece of what I came here to expose. "Why are you looking at that?" she asked. I turned back. She was standing now, jacket slipping off one shoulder, gaze sharp and wounded. "Tell me," she said. "Mara, it is nothing." She stepped closer, eyes burning. "Do not lie to me again. Why do you care about that box?" The music was already echoing through the Whitmore hall when Owen shoved a tray into my hands. "Stand straight," he said. "You are helping with arrangements. Try not to look like you hate being indoors." "I do not hate it," I said. "You prefer dirt." "That is not untrue." We stepped into the dining room. Crystal chandeliers glowed over polished floors. Guests in formal wear drifted through the space like they owned every inch of air. I adjusted the fitted black shirt Owen forced on me. It clung to me more than I liked, but he said it looked respectable. Mara saw me first. She froze mid-step, one hand on a champagne flute. Her eyes swept over me, from my shoulders to my hands. For a moment she forgot to breathe. "What are you wearing?" she said. "Clothes," I said. "Not those." "Owen chose them." Owen waved from behind me. "He cleans up well." Her gaze stayed locked on me. Something warm flickered across her face, then vanished behind tension. "You should not be here," she said quietly. "I am only helping." "Still." Her voice changed. Not angry. Uneasy. Before I could answer, a tall man in a charcoal suit slid an arm around her waist, pulling her close in a way that made her flinch. "Who is this?" he asked. "Adam Pierce. Her fiancé." He looked me up and down with a smirk that made my jaw tighten. "Another gardener," he said. "Or did they promote you to something equally impressive?" Mara's fingers twitched at her side. She did not like it either. "You do not need to talk to him like that," she said. "I am only stating facts," Adam replied. "I am standing right here," I said. He laughed. "Oh, you speak. How charming." Heat pricked the back of my neck. Mara saw it. She stepped half in front of me before she caught herself. "Adam, stop," she whispered. "Why?" "He is staff. He is a person." He turned to her. "You are defensive tonight. Is something wrong?" Her silence was louder than anything she could have said. Dinner began. I stayed by the wall, arranging trays and silverware while trying not to look at her. She kept glancing at me anyway. Quick, sharp look she thought no one noticed. When the music swelled again, she slipped out of the dining room. I followed a few minutes later to return a tray to the kitchen. She caught my sleeve before I reached the corner. "Read," she whispered. Her voice trembled. Not from fear. From something heavier. I turned. She pulled me into the dim hallway, shadows curling around us. "You should not let him talk to you like that," she said. Her breath brushed my throat. Her fingers stayed curled in my sleeve. "You are not beneath him." "Mara. People like him expect me to stay quiet," I said. "I do not care what he expects." Her grip tightened. "You should never bow your head to a man like that." Her face was inches from mine. I could feel the warm rush of her breath. Her eyes searched mine as if she needed me to understand something she could not say aloud. "You think too highly of me," I said. "No." Her voice dropped. "Not highly enough." I felt her step closer. My heart reacted before I could stop it. The air between us thinned. She looked at my mouth for a split second that made my pulse stumble. Then a sharp voice cut through the hallway. "Interesting." We both turned. Adam stood at the end of the hall, hands in his pockets, smile cold as steel. He took one slow step forward. "If I see you near her again," he said, eyes locked on mine, "I will make sure you are fired permanently." The clippers clicked in my hand. I felt her watching me again. She had been drifting toward the garden every day, pretending she came for fresh air, pretending she did not see me. But today she spoke first. "Stop cutting them like that. You will make them bleed." I looked up. Her dress shimmered in the late sun. "Roses bleed." "Sometimes," she said. Her voice shook. "Sometimes people do too." I set the clippers down. Did he say something again? Her eyes lowered. Adam says many things. She stepped closer. I smelled jasmine and something tired beneath it. But his voice is not the one stuck in my head lately. I felt my pulse stumble. Mara, we should not do this. I know. She traced a leaf with her fingertip. I know I should stay away from you. Then why are you here? She breathed in, slow and pained. Because I cannot stand being in that house. Because he is there. Because I keep thinking of that night in the shed. Because you looked at me like I was a person, not a pawn. The word pawn hit me hard. Is that what your engagement is? A move on a board? She hesitated. Then the truth fell out. My father died, and suddenly I was not a daughter. I became a contract. A merger. Adam was chosen for me. The ring was a business decision. Everyone calls it romance, but it is paperwork. Cold, shiny, suffocating. I stepped closer before I realized it. You deserve better than that. She looked at me like the words hurt and healed at the same time. I wish I met you before him. My breath caught. She reached for my face, brushing a bit of dirt from my cheek. Her fingers lingered too long. The moment tightened. Warm. Fragile. Dangerous. Then someone gasped. Adam. He stood at the garden gate, jaw clenched, eyes burning with calculation. Mara. Inside. Now. She stiffened. Adam, please. Now. His voice snapped like a whip. She followed him, her shoulders small and trembling. I forced myself to stay back. But as I moved toward the tool shed to put the clippers away, I heard Adam's voice through the cracked window. No more wandering. No more pity games. You are lucky I tolerate your little moods. Her voice was barely audible. Let go of my arm. You will behave, he said. The board is already questioning the timeline. If this merger falls apart, your family loses everything. So stop acting ungrateful. I took a step forward. Then another. I was ready to throw myself between them. But Adam's phone rang. His tone shifted, smooth and poisonous. Yes. We secure the Whitmore shares before the wedding. Once the estate is under my name, the takeover is set. She signs whatever I hand her. My blood froze. I pulled out my phone and hit record. That girl is nothing but leverage, he said. By the time she realizes it, it will be done. I swallowed hard. My hand shook. The recording was clear. Clear enough to burn his world down. A soft voice spoke behind me. What are you doing? I turned. Mara stood there, eyes wide, staring at the phone in my hand. Her voice cut through the dark before I could hide the phone. Why were you recording him? The lantern outside the shed flickered against her face. Rain misted our skin. My throat tightened. I had to, I said. That is not an answer. She stepped closer. Anger trembled under her breath. Reed, tell me the truth. I pocketed the phone. He was threatening you. He always threatens me. That is not new. Her jaw set. But you are hiding something and I keep pretending I do not see it. Mara, drop it. No, she crossed her arms. Why are you so interested in my fiancé? Why do you care what he says on a call? Why do you look at him like you already know him? Her questions hit like rain against glass. Sharp. Constant. I care because he hurts you. Her laugh was bitter. You barely know me. I know enough. Then tell me why your hands shake whenever Adam speaks. She stepped into my space. Tell me why you look guilty every time I ask about you. Tell me what you are not saying. The lantern buzzed. My heartbeat drowned every other sound. I am not who you think, I said. Then who are you? The pressure in her voice cracked something inside me. I looked away. Let it go. She exhaled sharply. You keep asking me to trust you. But you will not give me even a piece of yourself. She turned, walking toward the garden steps. Mara, wait. No, she said. I am done chasing questions. She moved too fast. Her heels slid on the slick grass. She gasped and fell backward. I lunged. My arms caught her waist. Her hands clutched my shoulders. We landed hard, chest to chest, the earth damp beneath us. Her breath hit my lips. Her hair brushed my cheek. The world shrank to heat and heartbeat. She whispered. Who are you, Reed? The question felt like a blade and a plea. My name is Reed Elias. I forced the words out. That is all I can give. Her fingers tightened in my shirt. You are lying by omission. I am protecting you. You are hiding from me, she said. Our faces were too close. One more breath and the moment would break into something neither of us could take back. I helped her up. Her voice shook. If you want me to trust you, you cannot keep living behind a wall. I wanted to tell her everything. My real surname. The history carved into it. The reason Adam's merger meant more than a corporate grab. But if she knew, she would be dragged into a past she did not deserve. I will tell you one day, I said. She looked at me like she wanted to believe me. But she stepped back, pulling herself together. Do not wait too long. Secrets rot people. They rot relationships too. She left me standing in the cold glow of the lantern. Later that night, in the estate office where Owen sent me to organize old files, I found a drawer of archived reports. Whitmore Industries. Acquisition logs. Bankruptcy trails. My father's company was listed. My breath stopped. This place had crushed him. I pressed my hand to the desk, steadying myself. Papers shifted under my palm. A small framed photo slid into view. A boy at a garden party. 8 years old. Wearing a crooked tie. Me. In the background stood Mara's father. A voice behind me whispered. Read. Why is there a picture of you in my father's office? Her footsteps hit the hardwood before I could hide the picture. I turned, the frame still in my hand. Mara's eyes fixed on it with sharp focus. Why is there a photo of you in my father's office? She asked. Her voice was quiet, but the quiet kind that shakes. I swallowed. I do not know. Maybe he liked the garden events. Maybe I wandered into a shot. That is not an answer. She stepped closer. You look 8. My father did not photograph random children. My grip tightened around the frame. It is a coincidence. No, her breath trembled. You are lying again. She took the picture from me, staring at it like it held the key to every question she had been afraid to ask. Read. Tell me what this means. It means nothing, I said. Lightning cracked outside the window. Her flinch hit me harder than the sound. Come with me, she said. She walked fast toward the greenhouse. I followed, because I always followed her, even when I shouldn't. Inside, the warm humidity fogged the glass and made her skin glow. She faced me. I need the truth. Mara, I cannot. Then let me say something first. Her voice shook. I feel safe with you. I do not know why. I should not. But I do. My chest tightened. She continued. And it scares me. Because every time I reach for you, I hit a wall you built. I am trying to protect you. From what? From you? She stepped so close I could feel her exhale. I do not want protection. I want honesty. Silence pressed between us. Her eyes glossed. She blinked fast, refusing to let the tears fall. You make me feel things I should not feel. I am engaged. I am trapped. I am ruined if I trust the wrong person. Mara. She reached for my hand anyway. Her fingers slid between mine like she needed an anchor. But right now I do not care. I just need you to tell me you are not here to hurt me. The truth burned in my throat. I am not, I whispered. She closed her eyes at the sound of my voice. Then why does this photo exist? Why were you at my house as a child? Why do you know more than you say? I cannot answer that, I said. She let go of my hand. The air cooled instantly. I thought we were getting closer, she said softly. I thought I could trust you. She walked out before I could stop her. Later, while delivering tools to the main house, I stopped at the landing. Voices drifted from the study. Adam. And Mara's mother. I pressed myself against the wall and listened. He is desperate, Mrs. Whitmore said. So push the merger now. My daughter will not be part of the vote. She will ask questions, Adam said. She will accept the decisions we make. Her father left the company vulnerable. She is better off staying out of our way. My jaw tightened. Mrs. Whitmore continued. Once the sale goes through, you will have control. Then you can deal with her however you choose. I felt my stomach drop. Adam smirked. And the gardener. He is too curious. If he causes trouble? Her voice turned cold. I already gave instructions. Have security watch the gardener closely. My pulse kicked hard. They were watching me. Mara was being cut out. And my secrets were running out of time. The flashlight hit my face before I could get off the cot. 2 guards blocked the doorway of my shed. Reed Caldwell, one said. We need you to step outside. My chest went still. They knew. What is this? I asked. Orders from Mrs. Whitmore. Search everything. They tore through my drawers, my tools, my locked bag. Papers spilled across the floor. Financial reports, old documents, the evidence I had gathered. All of it exposed. Mara's voice cut through everything. Stop. I turned. She stood in the doorway, hair loose from running, fear shaking her breath. Read. What is all this? The guard stepped back. She walked in slowly, eyes scanning the mess. Her fingers hovered over a document stamped with my company's crest. Caldwell Corp., she whispered. I felt the world tilt. She looked up at me with disbelief spreading across her face. No. Tell me this is fake. I exhaled. It is not. Then who are you? I met her eyes. My name is Reed Caldwell, CEO of Caldwell Corporation. I came here under a false role because your family destroyed mine. I needed answers. She stared at me like I had just become a stranger. You are a billionaire, she said. You came into my home pretending to be a gardener. I did not pretend to hurt you. I only wanted the truth. You lied to me every single day. I stepped toward her. She stepped back. Mara. Her hand lifted like she wanted to slap me. But her fingers shook and fell halfway. You made me trust you. I told you things I never tell anyone. Her voice cracked. And the whole time, you were playing some revenge game. It was never about you. Then why am I the one bleeding from your lies? Her eyes glistened. She pressed her palm to her forehead like she needed to hold herself together. I should have known, she whispered. No gardener looks at me the way you did. No gardener speaks like you do. I felt it. I ignored it. Mara, let me explain. She finally met my gaze, and the heartbreak in her expression sliced straight through me. No. I am done listening. She pushed past me and ran out of the shed. I followed. Mara, wait. She moved faster, her dress brushing the hedges as she sprinted toward the front of the estate. I caught up just as she reached the driveway. Adam appeared from the shadows, perfect suit, perfect smirk, as if he had been waiting. Mara, I said. Please. She turned to him instead. Her shoulders trembled. Adam, she whispered. He lied to me. He lied about everything. Adam placed a hand on her arm with theatrical concern. I know. I told you he was dangerous. Adam, I snapped. Let her go. He smirked without looking at me. Mara's breath hitched. I cannot believe I trusted him. Adam pulled her closer. You are safe now. I stepped toward them. Mara, listen to me. I did not come here to hurt you. I came here to uncover what your family did to mine. But everything changed when I met you. Her eyes filled again. She looked away. Adam leaned to her ear. His voice was quiet, but not quiet enough. Now you understand why we cannot let him walk away alive. My blood turned cold. And Mara's eyes widened with terror. The steel door slammed behind me, and the lock echoed through the basement. A single bulb flickered above my head. Cold air crawled across the concrete floor. Footsteps approached. Mrs. Whitmore's heels struck the ground with surgical precision. You should have stayed a gardener, she said. But you had to dig deeper. Framing me will not save your company, I said. She smiled without warmth. It will remove a problem. Adam stepped beside her, holding a folder thick with forged documents. Theft, corporate spying, trespassing. You are going to prison, Reed. You two are desperate, I said. Adam leaned forward. Desperate men are dangerous. And I am tired of you. Mara appeared behind them. Her eyes darted between the folder and my face. Mom, what is this? She asked. Mrs. Whitmore touched her shoulder with false softness. Your friend stole from us. We are protecting you. Mara looked at me again. Something in her gaze cracked. Fear. Anger. And something else fighting through both. Adam smirked. He played you, Mara. I saw her jaw tighten, and the tiniest flick of her fingers told me she wasn't swallowing their lies. But she didn't speak. The guards escorted them out. The door closed. Silence swallowed everything. Then, seconds later, I heard a soft click. The door creaked open. Mara slipped inside, shutting it behind her. Rain soaked her dress and hair, dripping onto the floor. I do not believe them, she whispered. The breath left my lungs. She walked toward me, trembling. I believe you. I always did. Even when I was angry. My chest tightened. Mara, you should not be here. I cannot leave you here. Her hands shook as she pulled a key from her pocket. Hold still. Her fingers grazed my wrists while unlocking the cuffs. The tiny touch sent heat straight into my ribs. The cuffs fell. She exhaled like she had been holding her breath for hours. Voices echoed from upstairs. Come on, she said. We need to move. We ran up the service corridor and burst into the gardens. Rain hammered down, cold and sharp. The hedges blurred as lightning lit the sky. Behind us, guards shouted. This way, I said, guiding her under the arbor. She grabbed my arm, clinging close. Lightning flashed again. A shadow stepped out from the gazebo. Adam. He held a metal briefcase in one hand, his tie soaked against his chest. You want truth, he said. Here it is. He opened the briefcase and dropped the papers into the mud. Contracts. Debt reports. Insolvency notices. Mara stared, her lips parted. This cannot be real. It is, Adam said. Your mother is drowning. She planned to use our marriage to save the company. Mara stepped back. You knew. This whole time. I was supposed to control you, Adam said. But you got distracted by your little gardener. My fists clenched. Mara's voice cracked. You lied to me. You think Reed is better, Adam said. He lunged, grabbing her arm hard. I moved instantly. Let her go. He pulled her closer, eyes blazing. Not until she learns what happens when she betrays me. Mara winced, rain sliding down her cheek like tears. Adam leaned into her ear. I will tell him, he said. I will expose your darkest secret. Mara froze. And for the first time, I saw real terror in her eyes. The rain had stopped. Puddles reflected the lanterns in the garden where it all began. Mara's dress clung to her curves, damp but elegant. She pulled free from Adam's grip and slammed the recording onto the marble table. You lied to everyone. You manipulated me. But this, she said, eyes blazing, proves everything. Adam froze, the color draining from his face. You cannot. I can, she said. And I will. The security team paused. Phones were raised. Evidence streamed into authorities. Mrs. Whitmore's empire trembled, collapsing faster than anyone could have predicted. I stepped closer. Mara, are you all right? Her breath hitched. I am. Because I finally chose to stop being afraid. I smiled, trying to hide the relief and the ache in my chest. I can make sure you are safe. I can buy the company, but only if you walk away free. No chains. Her eyes widened. You would do that? Yes. Only if you are allowed to decide your own life. She stepped back, uncertainty painted across her face. Then, slowly, she crossed the distance between us. Every step made my pulse spike. I choose you, she whispered. Not the company. Not my mother's shadow. You. I swallowed hard. The garden seemed smaller suddenly, like the world had tightened to this space, to her, to us. I reached out. Her fingers intertwined with mine. The warmth of her touch grounded me. My heart pounded with the truth I had waited months to confess. Mara, I said, voice low, trembling. I fell for you long before you knew it. Before you even looked at me twice. Before I pretended to be someone else. Her smile was small, radiant, breaking through all the tension, all the fear, all the lies. She tilted her head, resting it near my shoulder. Reed, if you had told me the truth, I would have still fallen for you. I cupped her cheek, fingers brushing wet hair from her temple. I was afraid of losing you. I did not know the right way to fight for you. She laughed softly, a sound that made the garden bloom in my chest. You did not lose me. You had me all along. The breeze carried the scent of roses, the same ones I had once tended under her scrutiny. Now, they were witnesses to the truth we finally spoke aloud. I pulled her into my arms, feeling the weight of months lift off both our shoulders. She pressed against me. Promise me we never let the past dictate the future. I promise, I whispered, holding her closer, savoring every heartbeat. The night settled around us. Silence became a shield. Rain still clung to leaves, water dripping from petals like gentle applause. I breathed in her scent, and for the first time, everything felt right. Then a soft thud at the garden gate made us both tense. I turned and saw a letter, soaked at the bottom but intact. The envelope bore a familiar crest. My fingers shook as I tore it open. The handwriting was elegant, deliberate, unmistakable. A note slipped free. My eyes scanned it. The words hit like a cold wind. Someone connected to my father's downfall had returned. And the story was far from over. I looked at Mara. Her hand found mine again, squeezing it. I swallowed, my heart racing, but whispered, "We have each other. No matter what comes next." Her eyes met mine. Steady. Certain. Together. And as the garden held us, the storm of the past finally felt behind us. Yet the letter promised the next chapter was only beginning.